How's it going, everybody? I'm PatrckStatic, and welcome to a little bit of a different kind of video today. With E3 being this last week, I've gotten a lot of questions on what games I'm most excited for. So I felt about just doing one kind of big video on, I don't know how long the video is, not scripted or anything, but like I've got a bunch of games in front of me on games that I've been writing down that have caught my attention, that I'm excited for, that I'm hyped for, and I wanted to kind of start a conversation with you guys on it. So before we start though, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Tell me about your guys' day down in the comments. I hope it's going well, and what games you're excited for that came from E3. If you guys don't know what E3 is a big gaming conference that happens in LA almost every year. And this year was exciting. I was very excited for, I think this is the first time in a long time that I've been excited for the games that are that were announced. I actually just got back very recently. Yesterday Marie and I went down to LA 2 days ago. We streamed it, so it's on the Twitch channel if you want to see it. We drove all the way down there for Pokemon. Pokemon Go had a little bit of a thing talking about a game that I'm excited called Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And I know I've talked about it on the Pokemon Quest videos, but they had game reveals and stuff, and they had Unknown out, and so we went out and we caught an exclamation point. But that's why we technically went to E3, but we recently got back, and that's where that sparked a lot of this conversation. So I'm gonna break this down into different categories and how they were announced at the conference. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go down this list that I got from IGN. So it starts off with PlayStation games. Now, PlayStation was one of the last, I think actually Nintendo was the last conference we had, but PlayStation, I wasn't too wowed with the conference that Sony put on. There was a lot of talking, and I did stream all of this too, by the way. If you guys would like to catch my live action stuff, it's all on the Twitch channel. But Sony didn't wow me. I feel Microsoft did a very good job with the games that they announced and how they presented it and stuff, as well as adopting 5 gaming companies under their wing. But there was a bunch of games that I was excited for. The announcements that they did was Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Fallout 76. Anthem was really announced under Microsoft, but it is coming to PS4. Same with Cyberpunk, and a couple of others. But the main ones that they did was Last of Us 2, Part 2. It looked really, really good. I'm very, very extremely excited to see where Ellie's story goes on. We didn't even see Joel in the trailer. Joel was talked about, but I'm very excited to see Last of Us 2. I started a playthrough of Last of Us 1 a very long time ago here on the channel, and it really didn't pick up a lot of traction. There wasn't a lot of people that were excited to see it, I felt, so I kind of just stopped after a couple of episodes. So I might pick that up streaming it again. I'm not entirely sure. Another one that they talked about was Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding. They are doing the Resident Evil 2 remake, which took me by surprise. They talked more about Kingdom Hearts 3, which looked really good. They went over Spider-Man and a couple of other little ones. I think Control was one. There was little indie games that I don't have on this list, but I know there was a couple more. And then they have like Battlefield, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Dying Light, stuff like that, Hitman. And I know on this list that's not here, but it was there, was Spyro. So from the Sony section, the games I was excited for, Death Stranding. Death Stranding I've been really, really excited for. Kojima's been teasing us little trailers here and there, and the trailer at E3 was very, very, very exciting. We got to see more, and it was extremely confusing. So Death Stranding definitely has my attention, that I'm very, very excited about. Other than that, Fallout 76. I'll talk about Fallout later, because I think that was one of the big ones that I was really excited for. Spider-Man looked really, really good. They have a lot of villains coming into Spider-Man. They have Electro, they have Vulture, they had Rhino, they had Scorpion Man. They had so many. I can't even think. They had Negative, Mr. Negative. I forget. I think it's just Negative Man. There's so many evil villains in Spider-Man. It looks so good. I'm very, very excited for that. But I think out of Ghost of Tsushima, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, looked very good to me. I'm very big on like samurai stuff, and I believe this took place in Japan. I don't remember what war it was. I think it was the Mongols when they were invading. I could be wrong. Ghost of Tsushima looked really, really good, so I'm really excited for that. But I think out of the Sony set, the game that really won me was Death Stranding. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts at all. I might pick that up as a series. I'm not sure on here on YouTube or on Twitch, but it is something I'm looking forward to playing. I know I have about 6 months till 3 comes out, and I've never played any of them, so I've got my heart set on playing that. Just Cause 4 got announced. A couple of people are like, Pat, what'd you think about Just Cause 4? I've never played any of them, and so it doesn't grind me in. Same with Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It looks great, but it's just not one of those that I'm really excited for. All right, so we're moving now on to the Microsoft section. Now, Microsoft had a very, very good presentation, I feel. I was very hyped for a lot of the games they were doing. In my opinion, it was between Xbox and Bethesda. Devolver did a great job. Devolver was just so random and out there as they usually are, and I absolutely love Devolver. But Microsoft did very well this year, I feel. Very close to Bethesda, in my opinion. They also announced Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Fallout 76 was announced. Anthem. Cyberpunk 2077 was the very last thing they announced. They announced that Kingdom Hearts 3 will be coming to Xbox, which is exciting. Hitman 2, Dying Light 2 was announced. Assassin's Creed Odyssey was announced under Ubisoft, I believe. Sekiro, which is Shadows Die Twice, which is kind of like a samurai Dark Souls-y kind of game it looked like. A game called Tunic, I don't remember that one. Gears of War 5. That one looked good. And Gears Funko, that I'm excited for. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Yes, it's another Ori and the Blind Forest game. Forza Horizon 4. Whew. That one looked good. And then, again, Resident Evil, Black Ops, and stuff. Now, I don't remember... I'm going through another list that I have here of games that really look good. Doom Eternal got announced under the Bethesda one, but it is coming to Xbox. Halo Infinite is not on that list for some reason, but Halo Infinite was also announced, as well as Beyond Good and Evil. I don't know if that was announced under Bethesda or not, but Halo Infinite looked very, very good. It's another Halo game. I can't be like, oh my god, I didn't play the last 2 Halos, I think. But things from Microsoft that I was really excited for, that was announced at the Microsoft Center. Games I was really excited about that Microsoft announced has to be Dying Light 2 and Cyberpunk. Both of those looked so good, and I've heard nothing but great things coming out of Cyberpunk 2077. They showed about an hour clip of gameplay at E3. They didn't really show it, but I've heard from people that went there and stuff that they got to see it, and they're like game of the year by far. I know Fallout was announced, but I'm still putting that under Bethesda because they are the main developers for that. But Cyberpunk 2077, oh, I'm hoping it's as good as everyone's saying it is, because it looks so darn good. I'm very, very excited for Cyberpunk 2077. So now, before we move to the Bethesda things that I was really, really excited about, I want to go back to Sony's, because this was technically put on the Sony list. Destiny 2. There's I know Destiny 2 is kind of like a dying game or whatever, but I guess I have a hype for playing dying games. There's a lot of people very, very excited because there was about a 10 to 20 second clip of Cade, who is one of the most iconic characters in it. Actually, I think I have my little Cade right here, actually. Little Cade and Colonel. I'm a huge Destiny nerd. I love Destiny. And there was a little clip of the new DLC that's coming out this September, which I will be playing, where Cade dies. He gets shot right in the face by the Queen's brother, Aldrin. and it sparks a lot of anger in us. So that's another thing that I'm very excited about is DLC coming. I know Prey got some free DLC and stuff like that, but Destiny is one of those that is top of my list. Anywho, moving on to the cool stuff that was coming up from Bethesda. Bethesda announced Doom Eternal. They also announced a new Wolfenstein game. Fallout Shelter will now be on PS4 and Switch, which I may have already downloaded on my Switch. Also coming to iOS would be the Blades Elder Scrolls like RPG kind of game. They announced Fallout 76 and the one we were waiting for, Elder Scrolls 6. So out of this one, there's a lot to be excited about, at least to me. I absolutely loved Fallout 76. Out of all the games that were announced out of E3, Fallout was one of the ones that I immediately pre-ordered. With Fallout 76, there's the whole multiplayer thing that Todd was talking about, one of the main guys over Bethesda, and it just excited me. I could see myself playing it with Wade, with Gar, with Tesh, with Molly, and it just deal with a bunch of people, bunch of friends, JP. I could just see so many of my friends playing Fallout together as we just survive the nuclear wastelands. It could just be so much fun, and so I'm very, very excited with Fallout. That's got to be one of my top 3 that I'm excited about out of all of E3. Besides Fallout, Doom looks great. It's regular, just shoot things in the face, Doom. But other than that, Elder Scrolls, I have to give it to Elder Scrolls because I'm so excited for Elder Scrolls 6. I'm hoping, I mean, it's obviously going to be in New Land. I'm hoping, because we've had a lot of Tamriel stuff, a lot of remakes of Skyrim. I absolutely love Skyrim, don't get me wrong, but I am ready to move on to the next greatest adventure. So now I'm going to go over a couple things very, very quickly regarding Ubisoft and EA. Now, EA wasn't really wowed by it. There wasn't a lot of games that were like, holy crap, I'm excited for. The one that kind of sparked my interest was the the Star Wars, the Jedi Fallen Order. It's called Jedi Fallen Order. That one really caught my attention. I was very, very excited for Jedi Fallen Order. There wasn't much talked about it. I don't even think it was announced at E3. I think it was announced on the website, on Ubisoft's website. But Ubisoft EA, it was one of those. But I'm very excited for that. Jump Force was one that I was extremely excited for. Jump Force is one of the anime games. We've got Dragon Ball Z, you've got Naruto, you've got Death Note. You got so many animes just clashing, and I could just see it being so much fun. So much fun. So I'm gonna kind of skip over Ubisoft and stuff like that. There was one game that I was very excited for, which was Beyond Good and Evil 2, and I didn't play the first one, so I need to go back and play that. Division 2 looks really good, and Skull and Bones. Transference was one that Elijah Wood, I believe, was also working on. Transference is a VR game that looks really cool. I don't have a VR like headset to use, so I can't be hyped about something that I don't have. So I'm looking forward to that. But the top 3 ones I'm really excited for from Ubisoft was Skull and Bones, which I already signed up for the beta for that. The Division and Beyond Good and Evil 2. Now, moving aside to I saved the best for last, okay? Nintendo. Nintendo, I feel, just knocked it out of the park. Now, I am a huge nerd when it comes to Nintendo. So let's talk about everything that was announced. Fortnite has come to Switch. I think that was one that a lot of people were very excited about. Overcooked 2 is now multiplayer. Super Mario Party. Oh my goodness. Hollow Knight is also on there. They've got new amiibos coming for Super Smash Bros. I believe it's Super Smash Bros. They have new amiibos coming for. Octopath starts technically today, I believe. There's actually a new demo, I think, that came out yesterday, the 14th of June. So you can get a demo for Octopath. That looks amazing. But I think the main 2 that everybody's excited for, Super Smash Bros. The Ultimate, I think it's called Ultimate, Crazy Edition. It's got every single fighter in Super Smash Bros. That's ever been in Super Smash Bros. In Super Smash Bros. So, that's a lot of characters. It looks really good. The one that I was most excited for, which I think everybody knows, is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's basically yellow version, but with Pokemon Go. I absolutely loved it. I'm super excited. So some other games that I didn't talk about that I've got a separate list here as I'm scanning really quickly. Red Dead Redemption did not get an announcement, but it is being released soon. I'm very excited for Red Dead. I absolutely love the first one. I played the crap out of it on Xbox 360. I'm very, very excited about it. Crackdown 3 I didn't talk about, but that one's one that's featuring Terry Crews. Looked very good. Very excited for Crackdown 3. Days Gone was another one. I kind of think of Days Gone as kind of like a Far Cry meets Dying Light kind of a thing. Speaking of Dying Light 2 looks amazing. I talked to Wade actually earlier this evening, and him and I was like, no, we need to get Gar and JP back together so we can finish the first one. So that might be coming soon. DMC 5, Devil May Cry. Whew! That one looks good. A lot of people saying, a lot of the DMC fans that are like super hardcore fans are saying, oh, I don't know how I feel about it. Me, I talked with Gar about it. We're pretty damn excited. I've never played DMC before. It's gonna make me start to play it because it looks great. Another thing that Bethesda showed very quickly was Starfield. It looks very interesting. I've got my hopes set high, but I'm keeping it down low. Now, speaking of another game that I've got my hopes high for is Anthem. Anthem is one that is supposed to be very Destiny-esque like. From what I saw at E3 this year, I wasn't wowed by it. I'm keeping my hopes, you know, at where it's at right now, but I'm hoping good things for Anthem. It looked really cool. It reminds me a lot of Lost Planet. I played Lost Planet a long time ago on Xbox, and it looks and reminds me kind of like Anthem. Less jetpacks, but still kind of the same. I think it's called Lost Planet. Kind of the same feel. But yeah. So I guess now that we're at the end of the quickest rundown of E3 and things that I'm very excited for. I know there's a lot of other games, a lot of other companies that announced things. I'm going to give you guys my top 5 things that I'm very, very excited for. And I've been trying to think of a way to kind of organize it in a way that it's you know, top, like number 5 to the most thing I'm hyped for. But it's just so hard for me to do that because there's certain games that I feel like I should say, oh yeah, because it's confirmed it's coming out next year. And then there's one that haven't even been announced yet. So with all that in mind, I'm going to try my best to put this in kind of a listed kind of thing. My number 5, my 5th thing that I'm very excited for would have to be Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And I know that's probably going to come off as very strange, like, you need to talk about that. Call of Duty 4 has been one that I've been, COD Zombies is the only thing I care about. I have been yelling at my computer screen, my gaming consoles, Treyarch, just make a zombies game. Just zombies. I don't care about the PvP. I don't care about the storyline. And there's no story coming with Black Ops 4, but just want zombies. It was announced and it was talked about at the conference. Black Ops is one that I'm super into, and they're bringing back certain stuff. I'm very, very excited for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. My number 4 is gonna have to be Jump Force. Jump Force. I'm not big into. I'm very big into watching fighting games like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, stuff like that. I'm very into Injustice. I was very much into Injustice, but I suck at playing them. I love watching them. I'm very bad at playing them. But Jump Force looks like one that's gonna be so much fun, and I'm hoping it is because it looks so good. My number 3 game that I'm very, very excited for is probably out of left field for most people, which is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That game looks freaking good, and I love Greek mythology, so that's where it just hits me. It just hits me straight in the heart, like, man, this looks great. I'm so excited for Assassin's Creed 3. I want it. I want it right now. My number 2 game that I am most excited for is Fallout 76. I was given a little bit of hype earlier about how much fun stuff I could see us doing in that. I'm very excited. Very, very excited for Fallout 76. And I think everyone knows what my number 1 thing that I'm most excited for, which is, of course, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I don't know what it is about Pokemon. I'm just so excited about it. Now, don't get me wrong that this list is kind of weird and kind of all over the place, but I'm very excited for a lot of games. Straight off, just just throwing things down because this is my list. I'm very excited for Super Mario Party, Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption, Fallout, Pokemon, Super Smash Bros, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, Crackdown, Anthem, Metro Exodus looked really, really good to me, but I have it on the side. Division 2, Skull and Bones, Gears 5, Dying Light 2, Devil May Cry, and Cyberpunk, Beyond Good and Evil, Elder Scrolls 6, Death Stranding, Last of Us, a lot of those games that weren't really given an announcement date, Ghost of Tsushima, games that weren't really given a date, but I wanted to put it on my list anyway. There's a lot of games that I'm very, very excited for, don't get me wrong, and that's what I loved about this E3 this year, was that there were so many good games that were announced. There was a lot of games that I was really wishing got announced. I was kind of hoping for an Animal Crossing game. I haven't played a lot of Animal Crossing, but with my recent addiction to Stardew, I feel like I can get really into it, and there wasn't really one announced. For those of you guys watching that are like, I know, I need one, don't stress. I'm sure Nintendo does a lot of Nintendo Directs, which is kind of like these mini conferences every couple of months. And I feel they may give it like a little bit of a meh, a little bit of an announcement sooner or later. So we'll keep tabs on it. But another one that didn't get announced was Metroid Prime, which I was really hoping to hear about the new Metroid game, considering that Ridley is a new character you can play, as well as Daisy, in the new Super Smash Bros. Still no Waluigi, but you can play as Ridley, which is kind of like a Red Eyes Black Dragon, which is kind of cool. Anywho, that is my list of games that I was really, really excited for, that really popped out. I'm sure I'm missing a couple games. I was writing things down as I was watching them live on Twitch as they came out, but those are just some of the mini games that I'm very, very excited for. I would love to know what games you guys are excited for and what games you would like to see me play and stream or here on the channel. I'm always looking for new games, and watching stuff like E3 is great because it gives me a good perspective of new things that I can look forward to playing with friends, playing with myself, playing by myself, and stuff like that. Overcooked 2 looks like a lot of chaos and fun, which I think we can get the salty boys in and just have fun with, but I do want to know what you guys think, so let me know down in the comments. I'm very eager to see what you guys are all excited for. If you can give me your top 3. What are your top 3 games you saw from E3 that you're just like, yes, give it to me, kind of a thing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's a little bit different, but I've been getting a lot of questions on what games I'm excited for, and basically answers all of them. All of them look really, really good. Anywho, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope you guys enjoyed the E3 coverage that happened on Twitch, and again, let me know what you guys are excited for. I hope to see you guys all next time. I love your faces, and I'll see you guys